All right, so the way this is going to look is that you'll go down to cheat sheets down here. Click on cheat sheets because these are sheets you can cheat with. It's not really cheating, it's just help. But cheat sheet sounds a lot more fun than help pages. Maybe I could have put help wanted. No. And you're going to select on DGP help notes. And notice this says daily. So how often are we going to use this?
Daily.
Yeah, every day. Okay. Once you click on that, it should bring up your DGP help notes that look just like this. Okay. So in this DGP help notes, you have the help pages and Monday's notes that say parts of speech. What do you think we should use for DGP Monday? The notes for Monday, right? So if we go back to our DGP, it has directions above it that show for Monday. What does it say above Monday that we should be identifying? You are right that above our help notes, it says parts of speech. And then specifically it says identify each word as a noun. And this is above in our actual DGP. Identify each word as a noun, common, proper, possessive, pronoun, type, case, person, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, or interjection. How many know what every one of those is? You've got that down. Oh, Lord. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and teach it then. We won't have to find that in every page because what I've decided to do to help you out is that in every sentence that I give you for the week, there's a bank on Monday. Griffin, this is not where you can deposit money for me to give you an A. This is a description bank to tell you what you're looking for. What does it say we're looking for first? A noun? Two nouns. Okay? So I highly recommend, do you guys know how to do a split screen?
Not really.
Okay. Ma'am? So in order to have a split screen, you want to take your tab. I recommend that the DGP itself be one of the tabs that you take. You click on the top, hold it down, move that guy over here to the left or the right until you see this little shadowy box. You see that? See a little shadowy box? And I'll drop it, and now it stays there as a split screen. Then I'll take my other page where I have my notes, and I will take it and drag it over to the other side. And now I have my notes on a split screen to help me out. Everyone that has not done the split screen in the past struggles a bit with figuring out how DGP works. Okay, so if you want some help knowing how to set up the split screen, let me know. I'll be glad to help. But the split screen really, really helps. Because I'm going to flip back and forth, and it's going to slow me down, but it's hard for me to do a split screen and show you a good image up there. All right? So we're going to go find two nouns. Does anyone know what a noun is?
Person, yeah.
Person, place, or a thing. Very good. Is there anything else I can fall underneath the idea of a noun? Person, place, thing. Where'd you find that at? Did you, Johnny? Or did you find it in your help notes? Nope. The point I'm making is if you forget what a noun is, you can go and look at your help notes. It also has some abbreviations for a common noun, that's a little n. A proper noun is a capital N. How do we know what a common noun is? It's not specific. Okay, in case you forget, that's what general noun means. It's just a general noun, right? Students, car, city is the example they give. And then a proper noun is what? How do we know that it's a proper noun? It's specific, and what else does it have? Capital letter, like Detroit, Ford Mustang, Dodge Charger, Titanic, right? Not ship or just car. Student, Logan Bergard. All right. Possessive we'll get into later whenever we have one. So does anyone see any nouns within your DGP? I'm sorry, I heard one up there. Teacher? Is that a common noun or a proper noun? Are you saying I'm not important? Is that what you're saying by saying I'm a common noun? I think my job's important. I'm not actually crying, Gavin. It's just acting. I know you're impressed. Oscar coming my way. So do I put a little n or a big N? Little n. Now, my bank says there's two nouns. Any guesses what that second noun might be?
Everyone.
Everyone knows? Good. Someone tell me.
Everyone.
That's who I'm asking. What? Everyone is a noun, but it's not an amateur noun. What type of noun is it?
Pronoun.
Yeah, see what I did there? It's not an amateur noun, but it's a pronoun. I'll make that joke every week, just as a heads up. It's no one's favorite.
So is it a capital N?
It is not. That's a great question, though. Really, Logan, it's a great question because remember, the capital N is what type of noun? A proper noun. A proper noun and a pronoun are not the same. So let's go back to our DGP help notes and go and find pronoun. Oh, there's a pronoun. P-R-O. Pro. Do you see pro in your drop-down list? But it's listed with all of these first-person ones, right? The first person, second person, third person.
So teacher would be a pronoun too?
Teacher is not a pronoun. Do you see? So here's how we know it can be a pronoun for sure. You see all these lists that it's making for us? Do you see teacher in any of those lists?
No.
Well, do you see everyone in any of those lists?
Yeah. No.
Not in personal. Let's look through reflexive. Reflects back to self. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves. Any everyone's?
No.
Dang it. What about relative? That, which, who, whom, whose?
It's an indefinite.
You're indefinite. How do you know that?
What does that even mean?
Okay. Doesn't refer to a definite person. Okay, so it doesn't specify exactly who we're talking about. Does everyone fall underneath that list?
Yeah.
So how are we going to mark everyone on our DGP help, on our DGP?
Lowercase n.
How do you know that? How do you know it's IND?
It's indefinite.
See in the parentheses next to indefinite?
It says IND.
It has.
Oh my God.
It's like these DGP help notes actually help you. So
What is teacher then? Is teacher capital N?
No, it's lowercase.
why is it a lowercase n, Gavin?
It's a pronoun. No, it's a noun.
It's a common noun, right? Everyone is an indefinite, so we'll scroll all the way down and pick indefinite. You may have to go even farther. Yeah. Be sure that you're scrolling inside the toolbox itself, the drop-down bar, and not the entire document. That'll be the catch. Okay? IND. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ella. IND.
Scroll down the thing.
Make sure you're on Monday. Some people have been on Tuesday and made that mistake.
I'm on Monday.
So what does the bank tell us we need to find next? One adjective. What do adjectives do? What do they do? They describe something. They add description to, what is that something called? They add description to a noun typically. Does anyone see any adjectives? What? You're right. The has a special place in the English language though. If you go, what do we mark it with? What do we mark the with? Let's go look at our DGP help notes just to be sure. No, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Is something different. I will sing that every time. I can't help myself. If you know Schoolhouse Rock, you'll understand. So let's look at adjectives. What? I heard it. That was you, Johnny. It's an article. There's 3 words in the English language that are considered articles. A, and the. You will be asked about them at some point, maybe on a standardized test, but it's also just important to know there's 3 words that are articles. A, an, the. 3 words. You hear them there? A, an, and the. Sometimes people go, well, you said and. No, an. So what do we mark the with?
Article.
What's the abbreviation?
ART.
ART. It's an art.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're impressed already. What's the next thing we need to find?
One preposition.
One preposition. How are we going to find who knows what a preposition does or is or what?
I know it.
How do you know it already?
It should, but I don't really know how. I know it. But it should.
It is not should, but I do appreciate the effort. That is outstanding effort. So if you go to preposition, go to your help notes and go down to preposition, there's a list there, and that's where we should start.
It is two.
It is two. Preposition shows a relationship between a noun or a pronoun and some other word in the sentence. So, the noun that it's going to is teacher, and it's showing a relationship to something. We'll go over that tomorrow. So what do we mark R2 with? Ella, stay with us.
Prep.
Mark it with prep. You're doing great right now, Logan. Fantastic. All right, what's the next thing we're finding? 2 verbs. What do verbs do?
They're action.
They can be an action. They show something going on in the sentence, right? Any actions that you can see.
It's listen.
Huh?
It's listen.
What? You got it in 2. Very good, Logan. Way to listen and pay attention. See what I did there? I went back to it. I'm such a dork. All right, so let's go down to verbs. How do we mark an action verb? What do we mark an action verb with? AV, okay. Mark it with an AV. But then when I click on this drop-down box, these AVs have a pres, past, and an F, and a pres per.
For present.
Present.
Now it's present because like past would be listen.
Very good. What would future be?
Listen or
It could be listens. Yeah.
or it could still be listen.
It could. It would just have it would have a helping verb to help it get there. But yes, it is present. So we have 2 verbs. What could possibly be our other verb?
Should.
What type of verb is should then?
What is it called? Linking.
So a linking verb would match 2 words together. So like Gavin is a boy. I assume that's how you identify. You haven't told me otherwise. Chair is blue. The chair is blue, if that makes you feel better. This class is rowdy.
You got that right.
It's okay. I don't mind that. I can handle that. So is should linking 2 words together?
Yeah.
Or if you go a little bit farther down on your help notes and you see helping verb, helps an action or linking verb. And then it goes through a list of items. Can be helping. It is a helping verb. It is a helping verb. You're not doing bad. I'll be honest, Logan. Have you ever done these before?
I think.
Did you go to St. Rose?
No.
Oh, they do them. That's DGP Monday. Questions, concerns. You should have every word marked above it. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about them? All right. So